So it's time to see what's going on again in the world of F1 Reddit, and without further ado, let's get into it and subscribe to the channel as well. I went to Ferrari World today in Abu Dhabi. They still have Carlos. Oh no. Oh dear, they need to update that then, don't they? Yeah, in Spain there is a Ferrari World as well there, and I've been there a few times and it's really good. And this one in Abu Dhabi looks even better. I think it's got like the world's fastest roller coaster or something like that. So it's on my bucket list. I would love to go there. By the way, you guys might be seeing a vlog from a Ferrari-related theme park in the near future, so subscribe to the channel for that. He's Bracket George, always been a little bit in Lewis Hamilton's shadow because of his global, let's say, stardom. Susie Wolf, everybody is in Lewis's shadow. So I'm guessing that's from the new Drive to Survive. That's coming out tomorrow at the time of recording. By the way, I will be reacting to every single episode of Drive to Survive, so again, subscribe to the channel for that so you don't miss it. Final straw triggers public attack on Ben Soleil. I can never say his name. We're just going to call him Ben again. So, public attack on Ben's FIA presidency. You know what? There is nothing I would love more than to see another FIA president that is not Ben. Oh my god, he is probably the worst FIA president we have ever seen. Always be suspicious of anyone sneaking to remove transparency from governments. Completely agree. Hoping they finally kick MBS out, yes. I think everyone wants Mohammed Ben Salim out of F1. Before someone says this isn't new or just plain noise, I wanted to post this because the racist respected site reporting on a potential legal case against FIA by UK's National Racing Authority. UK's National Racing Authority, Motorsport UK, says the body is ready to take legal action against the FIA. It seems they are already working on such a case. Our Motorsport UK lawyers, along with our French legal counsel, have challenged the FIA on their actions by setting out a clear set of questions that the FIA leadership needs to answer. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. So, maybe the FIA are corrupt after all. That's going to be quite interesting, that, to see if that goes any further. Dictatorships are so hot right now. I like how I can see 2 comments here saying, fuck MBS. No one likes him. You always feel sorry for the guy, no one likes him that much. Only 3 balls in this photo. Oh, did Albon actually post that as a comment on IG? Surely not. Russell Cook in 2025 intro pose. Oh, no. You know what, George Russell just is a walking meme, and he, like, look at this. Stop.
Not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Oh, dear, George. George, no, what are you doing? Fred reacts to his love of ice cream making it on television. George Mr. Saturday, Fred Mr. Sunday. You cannot make me hate this man. To be fair, I think Fred Vasseur might be one of the most liked people in F1. I am a simple man. I see Fred, I upvote. Alright, mate. Fred seems like the best thing to happen to Ferrari in a long time. I hope he, Lewis and Charles have an amazing year. Yeah, honestly, since Fred Vasseur came into Ferrari, it's like a completely different team. When was it he joined? He joined in 2023, I'm pretty sure. Or was it 2022? Let me check. So since 2023, Ferrari have been on the up quite a lot. They've been getting a lot better results compared to 2021, 2020. Yes, they had a good season in 2022 for the first half at least anyway. But I feel like Fred Vasseur is what they needed. And I think for Ferrari, for him coming in, it was probably the best thing that could have happened to them. Even better than Lewis Hamilton coming in. How do you separate the skill of a good driver from the strengths/weaknesses of the car? Formula 1 is probably one of the few sports where machinery makes as much, or in some cases more, of an impact as the athlete, in this case the driver. Yeah, obviously, like, he makes a good point about Hulkenberg. If he comes bottom in the standings this season, then that's not down to Hulkenberg so much, that's more down to the car. And I know in Formula 1, especially non-F1 fans, they always say like, oh, this driver only wins such and such because he's got the best car. But then you've got to think more about it. Yes, having the best car really does help when it comes to winning championships. But let's just look at Verstappen, let's say, for last season. For most of last season, the Red Bull was nowhere near the best car, but Verstappen still won the championship. Yes, the Red Bull being the best car for the first few races of 2024 definitely helped a lot, but Verstappen still had to make that difference later on in the season when the car was probably arguably even the 4th best car on the grid. I honestly think here, if Verstappen was in the McLaren, let's say, for last season, he still would have won the championship. Because for most of last season, you could arguably say the McLaren was the best car. However, neither Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri won the championship. Oscar Piastri, yeah, fair enough. He's not been in F1 for that long. It was only his 2nd season, so he probably wasn't ready for a championship battle anyway. But Lando definitely could have done a lot better last season with the car he had, but he didn't make the most of it. However, I feel if Verstappen was in that car, maybe even Hamilton on this day, Probably could have won the championship still in that McLaren last season. And it's all about having the right driver in the right car that gives you that perfect mixture to win a championship. Oscar, Oscar, Oscar O. What's this supposed to be? Yo, he's so awkward, isn't he, Oscar Piastri? He just gives like that awkward kind of vibe about him. This will likely be deleted, but I'm meeting Crofty at an event tonight, again in brackets. Like last year, the question is, what should I ask him? He's done him a bit dirty with that photo there, hasn't he? How much does he get fined for swearing during a race? David Croft, for sure, view back to the past. Oh, if you're not an F1 fan, you're not going to get that.
Gentlemen, a short view back to the past. 30 years ago, Niki Lauda told us, take a monkey, place him into the cockpit, and he is able to drive the car.
I'm not going to read this one out, but I highlight it, and then you can make you think of it. Okay. Bit of a weird question, but... Ask if Danica Patrick is as terrible in person as she is on the air. Oh my days. To be fair, it's a good question. I'd love to know what Crofty and especially Jensen Button, Martin Brundle, what all the Sky Sports pundits think of Danica Patrick, because she's very controversial. I did cover that in yesterday's video, so go and watch that after this one. Anyone else a fan of both somehow? How motherfuckers look at me after I told them that I'm a fan of both Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda. Again, George Russell being a meme. Yo, I had someone tell me yesterday I look exactly like George Russell. I can't see the comparison myself, but yeah. Just a random thing to say to all you guys. Got nothing to do with the video at all. POV, you went to the kitchen to get water, but suddenly hear Crofty's voice gets louder. Oh, that is so true. So, there's been so many moments here in F1 where the race is just boring, nothing is really happening, and then you're like, oh, you know what, I'll go and get a drink, I'm not going to go and miss much. The second you get up, Crofty just starts shouting. You're like, what's happened? What's happened? And it's just a spin on a yellow flag and nothing really that much. But how MBS sleeps knowing that soon he will have 3 more races in a country with questionable human rights. Ooh, right. Yeah, F1 is getting quite bad for going to countries with questionable human rights. Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi. But yeah, as long as F1 are making their money, I think that's all they really care about at the end of the day. POV, you see a gravel trap approaching. Oh, for God's sake. And gravel traps need to be careful of Lance Stroll. He's an enemy to them. The mistake wasn't letting Sainz go. The mistake was not replacing him with a GOAT and Nicholas Latifi. Oh. Yeah, I wonder what Nicholas Latifi is up to nowadays, because since Abu Dhabi 2021, I've not really heard much about him. I feel quite bad for him, because he probably got really badly cyber abused after Abu Dhabi 2021. So I think that man has probably got no confidence anymore. Taking this Evangelion meme to seriously, a fanfiction thought experiment. If I ever see an anime based on F1, I hate anime as it is, but if I ever see an anime based on F1, I think I will actually wash my eyes out with bleach, genuinely. This came to me in a dream. You have some weird dreams, mate. Oh dear, some people have really weird dreams. Anyway, next one. You were doing alright? I think that's what everyone's going to come as well. What the... Why would you ask that? Custard, you need to stay awake for the sake of all of it. Mate, seek help, please. I think he does, doesn't he? If that is your dreams, then yeah. Seek help. Oh, here we go, some Guns to Steiner shit. Fuck smash.
You two fucking idiots just come in and fuck
5 seconds in and he's already swearing.
Speaking. This goes on, you know, for 5 minutes, then just shut up, don't speak.
Oh, this is going to be about 20 laps yourselves though.
You know, smash. He does nothing.
Oh, you can't hate Gunter Steiner. You cannot hate Gunter Steiner. If you don't know what that's about, go and watch Drive to Survive. I think it was season 2 for the Haas episode, and I won't spoil it for you guys, but yeah, go and watch it and you'll understand what that's all about. Swipe for a surprise. This arc is insane. Oh, I don't want to click this. Oh no. What? Why are people putting Lewis Hamilton on the top of a horse? I get he's driving for a Ferrari and a horse is on their logo, but what's that all about? Why? 12 days before the day after the Australian Grand Prix. Oh, it's a bit weird, isn't it, mate? Just get a life. What? Okay, you can kind of see it, though, can't you? After looking at that drawing, I can't unsee that now. He can finally offer him a contract. Total looking at Max after Lewis left Mercedes. You know what? Max Verstappen to Mercedes could be a shout. May I drive till summer break? Oh, that's so true. I've said this so many times, but Jack Doohan, right there, will not be in that Alpine seat after at least 5 races into the season. This is getting out of hand. Mohammed Ben Salim to ban Formula 1 in F1. In a weird way, that somehow wouldn't surprise me. Some of the rules Mohammed Ben Salim is bringing into F1, something stupid like this would not surprise me at all. Imagine, as a fan, you turn up to a race. Say now I went all the way to Australia for a race from the UK, and I get to the track, and then the FIA announces Formula 1 has been banned from Formula 1. That sounds so stupid, but you spent all that money going all the way just for it to be banned. I think he should enforce speed limits on tracks. It's irresponsible to drive above 90 mile an hour. Oh, I can see something stupid like that happening as well, a speed limit in a race. Imagine, 10-second time penalty for overtaking someone at 200 mile an hour when the speed limit was 180. Oh, it would be so stupid, wouldn't it? Again though, wouldn't surprise me. Not angering the F1 community, banning champagne on the podium next. Yeah, they've kind of already done that, haven't they? I don't know what they're using, but I don't think it's champagne anymore. Forget driver numbers on the cars. That's the only ID we need. Drivers hate look of a helmet, but still want to be safe for a limited time, so they will have their whole head printed on their helmet. That would be really creepy to look at that. Right, anyway, after all them weird posts I've just gone over on F1 Reddit, that's enough for one day again. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.